This is part 4 of the 5-part series that walks through an example PPP lesson plan. Part 3 looked at the second P, which is practice, and in this video we will look at the final P, which is the production. Now that we have completed all of the activities within our practice stage, all of those dynamic, multi-skilled, multi-group activities in the practice, we're ready for that final P of the PPP, which is the production stage. And if you notice this word, production, it has the base word of produce. So in this stage, we want the learners to produce some original language in a communicative way, hopefully using the target language of the lesson. And so it's important that we set up a communicative reason for them to use this language. We don't just say, make 5 sentences using the present perfect. We want to give them a reason to communicate based on some model that we've given them earlier in the lesson. And so production stage is either oral or in writing, so it has them speaking or writing. It can do both. This particular production stage has them speaking, and it's allotted 10 minutes. So for this production stage, it's called Students, 3 Truths and 2 Lies. So it's related to our presentation input and practice activity number 1. So for step 1 of this, it is now the student's turn to write 3 truths and 2 lies in the present perfect. So I want all students to write 5 sentences individually about their personal life experience. They should all use the present perfect, and they should all be in the affirmative. And I don't know if I'd say affirmative to them. I don't want them to say not or never. I want them to write 5 sentences using the present perfect. 2 of them must be untrue, but written as if they are true. And I would show them my example from the presentation. At this point, they're going to write on their own, and the teacher monitors, walks around, looks at what they're writing, offers help. And I want to stress this part about encourages creativity. We're not looking for sentences like, I have studied English. Everyone here has studied English. Everyone knows that's true. We're trying to get them to think about some interesting things they have done and a couple of things that they have not done but want to, but they'll write them down as if they had. Step 2. This is the communicative part. So step 1 has them writing. Step 2 has them communicating orally. In groups of 3, make sure their pairs from practice 4 are split up into different groups. So in practice 4, they talked about some of their travel experience. In case they want to use examples from there, again, we want to make sure they're not paired with people that they were paired with in practice 4. So this will be groups of 3. After one student reads their sentences of this one student of the group of 3, the other 2 members should discuss amongst themselves, decide which 2 they think are lies and why. Once they make their decision, they'll tell that first student, we think these 2 are not true, and the first student will tell them whether or not they're correct, and they'll have a conversation about that. Then they'll move to the next student. The next student will read their 5 sentences, and the other 2 students have to decide whether or not those are true. This is a really great classroom activity. The students love it. They get to learn a lot about each other, and your more creative students will come up with some crazy stuff that everyone will enjoy. But this is a very communicative way to use this grammar point in a very meaningful way, which is to communicate life experience or lack of life experience in the way that the present perfect does. So now that we have finished with a very active communicative production activity, we're ready for those quick last 2 stages, the review and the homework, and those will be talked about in the last video of the series, video number 5.